We had some awesome metal albums in February, dude.
Yeah, we really did. And here's our list just for you.
Kicking it off with one of the bigger metal releases this month, In Flames, Foregone, released February 10th. Foregone is extremely good. The album is full of things that we as In Flames fans love to hear, those trademark soaring melodies, melodic death sections, and that sense of wonder that verges on power metal sometimes without being cheesy. This album nails that mix of heavy and catchy, and I've had some of these songs stuck in my head for fucking days. Foregone demonstrates In Flames' unquestionable desire to reacquaint themselves with the sounds that they have eschewed for 2 decades at this point. The album's best moments, we get vibes from their earlier records like Horacle, Jester Race, and Colony, but modernized with some of their later catalog alternative metal. My only ding on this record is the album is quite front-loaded and the more lackluster, but not necessarily bad, songs conclude the album. It's great to see that these boys still got it, and man, has it been fun constantly spinning an In Flames album again.
Dude, I've been waiting for weeks to talk about Fvnerals, Let the Earth Be Silent. Album of the Year contender right here in the Doom category. This album is simply haunting. By the time you're done spinning it, you've been left with the wreckage of your life just scattered about the place. There's definitely some of the best dynamics and tone on this record that we've heard all year. There's new noises and new sounds with each and every listen. This is an absolute must spin with the headphones on. Listen to this album front to back if you are a fan of the introspective, psychedelic, and somber varieties of metal.
This album just strips your life away and leaves you with nothing. Hellripper, Warlocks, Grim, and Withered, Hags, released February 17th. Hellripper have quietly become one of the most important names in blackened speed and thrash metal. Hailing from Scotland, the one-piece metal master has somehow topped himself since the last absolutely phenomenal record that he put out. Warlocks, Grim, and Withered, Hags immediately makes a positive impression on the opener. The Knuckle as it demonstrates exactly what you should expect from the record with blisteringly fast riffs and contagiously melodic soloing, demonic screams, and lots of blast beats. If black and thrash should be anything, it's devilishly thrilling, and that's what we get here. Hellripper do this extremely well. Warlocks, Grim, and Withered Hags is fantastic. Easily one of the best evil offerings yet from this truly brilliant one-man band. My only criticism is I wish there were more bagpipes. That shit fucking rips.
Yeah, dude, super forward thinking with the bagpipes. If you haven't checked out our best of black and thrash metal video, you should do that because there's Hellripper and 9 other awesome bands that you need to check out. Frozen Dawn, the decline of the enlightened gods. If you love that 90s melodic black metal sound like we do right here, we've been putting bands in that subgenre on our list since we opened the gates of the Forge in 2019. And today I've got 2 picks to satiate your melodic black metal desires. First up is Frozen Dawn. They play a familiar style of vicious black metal that still makes us want to come back for more. The track Frozen King in particular stands out as an absolute ripper. Here, check that one out. I really had a lot of fun with this album. Listening to it, you get that majestic sort of power metal kind of vibe. It's black metal that takes itself seriously, but it's not afraid to lean into those melodic guitar passages, a la Naglfar, Yoth Iria, and Dissection. Get a hold of this record if you are a fan of any of those bands.
I was super bummed when you texted me and locked this one down, but you know what? This band is killer, man. Frozen Dawn, do not miss this album.
yesterday.
Speaking of do not miss albums, Host 9 released February 24th. Host 9 surprised the hell out of me. I had no idea that it was even a project that was in the works until I came across it. All I have to say is, wow, and man, this thing fucking rules. It somehow became my top play of the month on my playlist. Host is a project of the Paradise Lost legends, Greg McIntosh and Nick Holmes, and it's named after Paradise Lost's magnificent yet polarizing 1999 album, Host. The duo makes it immediately apparent that they are exploring new and creative and gothic and new wave ideas. The textures on this album are haunting, addictive, and perfect to just lose yourself in. I love the contrast too between slow and moody, but upbeat and borderline almost dance club energy at times. The songs are always full of emotion and gothic vibes for days that just make my heart very gloomy and very happy. The orchestration and layering is gorgeous, and with so many memorable moments, it's a love letter to the goth scene of the 1980s, and man, am I here for it.
Great pick, man. Can't wait to check it out.
You're gonna love it.
Deviser, evil summons evil. Old school Greek black metal trio Deviser have been very sporadic with their releases. Their early catalog is highly acclaimed, and it seems that the band have made a confident return to form with this newest record. This album features much more grotesque sounding vocals, and interestingly enough, it also features some more symphonic elements, bringing in a really nice cinematic vibe. This is my second pick for that melodic blackened sound, and holy shit, I think that this one kind of edges over Frozen Dawn a little bit. This is just a really cool record and a quick one with 10 tracks at 39 minutes. It's very nicely paced. This is a standout record from 2023. I'd give the edge to Deviser if we were going to put them head to head with Frozen Dawn.
I somehow missed this record, so I'm super excited to spin it. I've been in a black metal mood lately, and I'm hungry. Let's do it.
You're gonna eat it all up.
This was another album that blew my mind, and that's Sarcoptes, Prayers to Oblivion, released February 24th, a full-on intense black metal cacophony of riffing and brutality, exploring historical tragedies in chronological order. Sarcoptes blew me the fuck away, dude. Hailing from California, the band are a two-piece black metal project that seriously impressed me throughout its tight and really focused runtime. Sarcoptes has expertly crafted their own flavor of high-octane, full speed ahead melodic black metal. This album had my complete attention throughout the entire time, and once I finished it, I spun it again, over and over and over again. This record slams you across the head, dude, with wild thrashy riffs roaring forth on an avalanche of howling shrieks and a relentless barrage of blast beats. Warlike themes are everywhere on the album, and the longer run times on the songs don't hurt the record, in my opinion. With razor-sharp ferocity met with brilliant symphonic elements, this is a metal album with some serious staying power in my playlist this year.
I am super intrigued. This sounds like another great black metal record for this winter season. I'm going to be spinning that one for sure. Xandria, the wonders still awaiting. In an effort to be eclectic, I scoped out a couple of the symphonic prog albums that we put in our most anticipated list, and I gotta say, I was not let down, especially by this pick. This is my first run with Xandria, and man, I gotta say, I'm kinda hooked. I love their balance of beautiful symphonic elements in the more extreme elements, where they pull tropes in from melodic death metal, metalcore, etc. If you've been watching for a while, I love a good symphonic album, and this one is an early contender for being one of the best of the year. However, it is definitely a burden to listen to. 13 tracks, 74-minute runtime. It's a little long, but there are some gems on this record for sure.
I can see why you loved it. I scoped a little bit of it, and you're right, it's a lot to get through. I haven't even finished it yet, but from what I've heard, it's really, really good. Insomnium, Anno 1696, released February 24th. It is utterly mind-blowing to me how consistent Insomnium have been throughout their entire music career. For the last 2 decades, releasing killer album after killer album, improving themselves not only in songwriting, but also in production. They're a melodic death metal band that deserves far more praise than they get. Insomnium are no strangers to the world of concept albums either. 2016 Winter's Gate, for example, was drawn across one expansive and elaborate composition. Anno 1696 is inspired by a time where famine crippled the North and Torsaker witch trials were in full swing. The concept, which is based on an accompanying short story penned by the bassist and vocalist, Niilo Savonen. This story and narrative intertwines with the music eloquently throughout the album's runtime. The production's great too. I love the drum tone. The guitars are huge as hell. The band did a fantastic job with the compositions, leaning heavily into memorable guitar melodies and leads throughout every single song. If you're a fan of the band, I think you're really going to enjoy Anno 1696. It's not as great, in my opinion, as Heart Like a Grave or Shadows of a Dying Sun. Those are masterpieces to me, but Anno 1696 is very, very good.
One of us was going to put this album on the list. It's definitely hard to follow up a masterpiece like Heart Like a Grave, but if you are sitting on this one for whatever reason, stop, listen to it. It's awesome. Oak's Disintegrate is certainly one of the more surprising Doom releases from this year. Unless you're in Godspeed You Black Emperor, I kind of roll my eyes at the whole 2 tracks of 47 minutes long thing. Like, especially with a subgenre like Doom, it kind of leaves too much room for interpretation, and I half expected the band to just kind of drone on for half the record. Surprisingly, that's really not the case here. Oak does a really nice job integrating different styles of Doom. I was getting hints of Saturnus blended with Yob, which is super unique to me. There are post-rock elements in here to help you carry through those long transitions and bridges. There's really great production on this record. I absolutely love the snare tone. If you consider yourself a big fan of the Doom genre, do yourself a favor and scope Disintegrate.
What's your favorite albums in February? Drop them in the comments and check out this top list for a tier list of bands that we've been ranking in 2023.
Go with the gods, Forge Mates. The Hags and Warlocks await.